All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Kate MacVicar, and this is my final prototype for the individual project. So this is based off of Apple Wallet. So if you're familiar with Apple Wallet, it is essentially a interface that is used for virtual payments, and users are able to add their physical cards to their virtual wallet to make a virtual card, and then they can use that for tap to pay to avoid having to carry around physical cards all the time. So Apple Wallet currently breaks down spending information by card. However, the level of detail and the way the information is displayed and what information is displayed varies depending on the card issuer. Consequently, users often have to log into the card vendor's app to get more information. And sometimes people will rely on third-party tools like NerdWallet or Mint to view all of their financial information in one place, but users are frequently hesitant to share sensitive financial data with external services, or they don't want to further spread out all of their financial tools by installing yet another app. So to address these challenges, I propose this feature to be added within Apple Wallet. It would be a new budgeting and spending analysis feature. And the goal is to help users view, categorize, and track their spending across all cards, all virtual cards, that is, as well as set personalized budget goals, all within an app that they already trust and use regularly. So, this is the landing screen. The idea is that you would access this from Apple Wallet's main screen. The way that I did it in my paper prototypes, and it doesn't show it on here, is that users would just swipe up. There would be a little icon indicating that users could swipe up, and then they would swipe up, and this would appear. So overall, let's see, let's just scroll. So you can see week month toggle at the top, a chart, some information here, and some information down here. So the overall goal, the aesthetic of this, was to keep it clean and simple, just like Apple Wallet. So Apple really wants to keep their interfaces very intuitive, very clean, very simple, and that is what I was going for with this. I want to keep the design standards consistent for users so that they have an easier time determining what actions they can take on the interface. And just overall, I wanted to reduce clutter to reduce cognitive load. I didn't want users squinting at numbers and trying to figure out what they mean and all of that stuff. So that is what I was definitely going for with this design, keeping it as clean as possible. These graphs allow for easy data visualization, and I use color to try to grab user attention and highlight important elements and allow them to deduce information at a glance. So they would be able to read these numbers, but they could also maybe just look at this and say, oh, okay, my groceries are still pretty solidly under budget for right now. So it would help users in different contexts. Maybe they're using this while they're on the go, or while they're somewhere really busy, or while they're multitasking. So we want to allow them this flexibility to use it in different ways. So overall, I will just very briefly go over what you're looking at here. So we can see on this graph we have two virtual cards, very simple example, card 1, card 2, and they both have $200 on them. That is what this is showing. You can click on the card and it will give you more breakdown on your actual individual transactions, so you can see what the transaction was, when it was, the category it falls under, and these of course are categories that relate to the ones that you created, the dollar amount, and any rewards that you received. And up here is just a summary of your total transaction amount and your total rewards amount. So again, I really wanted to go for a very clean look. and this is a bit word heavy, but I really wanted to just keep it as organized and as simple as possible. So from there, we can go ahead and take a look at this. This is a budget overview summary bubble. So our budget, we have set it at 600, and you can see that down here, each category has 200. So groceries, I've allocated 200, entertainment allocated 200, gas also allocated 200 for a total of 600. So that's what you're seeing here. And we know that each card, I have spent $200 on each card. So that is 400 out of 600, which means I have $200 left. That's a lot of like math sounding, or just a lot of confusingness maybe, but the intention here is to just give you a high level overview of how you stand within the budget and how much you have left. So down here we see more of a breakdown, and again, I've already explained this a little bit, but yeah, it's just showing you the categories you created, the amounts that you set for your budget, how much you have left, and your current standing. All of that is all down here. From here, you're able to edit your budget. This is a very important feature of this interface. Again, that the goal is to allow users to dynamically adjust and manage a budget. So you want to be able to do that very easily. And so that is why that budget is there on the main page. You can see you can do it based on the month, but if the user wants to, just focus on the week, they could also just budget for the week. We'll stick with the month. So you've got your total up here, and then you have your categories and the amount you've allocated. You can change that with these arrows, or the user can just go ahead and write that themselves. So as you saw, as I changed it, the total was changing with it. So that gives you some immediate feedback, and it's easy for the user to interpret what is happening there and what their actions are leading to. So I really wanted to emphasize that. You're also able to add a category, and again, let's say rent. My rent right now in San Diego is $14.50. So again, immediate feedback, you can see that's immediately added, and users are able to understand what exactly they are changing on the interface. And you can see that is reflected here as well. So yeah, that is my interface. Thank you for watching, and that's everything.